Welcome to the forecast discussion for May 24th, 2014. We are well within the Memorial Day weekend, and we start off on a heck of a wet note last night with rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches of rain throughout the New York City metropolitan area as a disturbance intensified right over the region and produced some very heavy rainfall via some thunderstorms that basically lingered over the region and rotated through. This morning we have a north to northwesterly wind around 5 to 15 miles per hour, and temperatures range from the upper 50s to lower 60s for this hour, which is at 10:30 a.m., and lower to mid 60s over the rest of the region. The Philadelphia metro is in the mid 60s as well. And again, that north to northwesterly wind means we're on the backside of an exiting low pressure system, and we're going to continue to see those northwesterly winds today. Unfortunately, those northwesterly winds will also transport another round of showers and thunderstorms for later on this afternoon and evening. So let's take a look at the latest radar, and you can see, for the most part, we are dry throughout the region, but you can see the starting point of these showers. They're developing over the Hudson River Valley and the Mohawk River Valley and rotating south. Now, for the most part, this is going to be an isolated threat. But again, much like yesterday, you get one disturbance that intensifies and you end up with a lot of showers and thunderstorms capable of producing some very heavy downpours. And this is the high volatility of the forecast from last night and for today. The good news is that the second half of this holiday weekend is going to be dry and very warm with winds veering to the southwest and much warmer conditions and higher levels of humidity. So we're going to have to deal with these showers for today. Again, not everyone's going to see them, but everyone's going to be at a risk for them this afternoon and into the evening hours as they rotate south. The good news is that unlike yesterday where we were right in the middle of the trough, today we're on the backside of the trough, and that usually leads to weaker convection because we're having convergence of the upper level winds. So, as a result, I don't expect the same type of scenario that we saw yesterday, but the threat is there, obviously, for some brief heavy downpours throughout the afternoon and evening hours in some locations. And of course, if you are in this area, you're probably saying, what sun? Because you just have this constant train of showers and thunderstorms dropping south. And unfortunately, that could set up over, let's say, northern New Jersey, down towards central New Jersey, let's say from northeastern New Jersey back through Monmouth County. And then you get that rotating through the Hudson River Valley, New York City, Long Island, Connecticut. You can kind of see where it's carved out. So if you're down towards Philadelphia, I don't think you have much to worry about for today. But if you're heading up towards the New York City metro, unfortunately, you're going to have to dodge some showers and thunderstorms. Now, on the infrared satellite picture, you could see this was our mid-level disturbance. Literally, it started out as a very weak disturbance, like one of these troughs here, hanging around the St. Lawrence River Valley. It dropped south, intensified, exploded, and here we have it off of the New England coast. The point I'm trying to make is that this really wasn't forecasted very well. There were some hints on it, especially in the NAM model guns, but nothing like what we saw yesterday. It was very impressive. And that's going to be the whole key for not only this weekend, but this whole entire summer. And I'll show you why in just a moment. As long as you have that trough around the northwestern Atlantic, you're going to be at the threat of these type of scenarios like what developed yesterday. So, again, we got to dodge and watch out for some of these showers and disturbances rotating on the backside of this low pressure system. Here is our weather for tomorrow and for Monday, Memorial Day, with high pressure taking hold and clearing skies taking in effect, along with some much more humid weather conditions. Now, on the water vapor satellite picture, you can kind of really see the whole game plan here. We have our trough carved out. Here's our disturbance. Again, this is pretty impressive for this time of year, really intensifying nicely. And we have a few more disturbances rotating on the back side of that. Here's our high pressure system taking hold. And here is our next game player for next week. That will keep our weather pattern very volatile, with temperatures bouncing around all over the place, and the threat for showers and thunderstorms, especially towards the end of the week, with some much cooler weather conditions and some very heavy rainfall. So you kind of see the whole game plan here and the whole setup with the pattern. We got a trough along the west coast, a ridge from the Rockies to the plains, and then another trough over the east coast. And this is pretty much a result of the pattern in the Pacific that I've been warning about that is going to be taking hold. And remember, it's not the same type of influence as far as a trough in the Central Pacific as what you see in the winter because the wavelengths are a bit different. But the outcome is the same as far as the Northeast is concerned. You got a trough to the south of the Aleutian Islands. You're going to get a trough over eastern North America. And here is the result of that pattern. So let's take a look at the latest model guidance using the GFS model guidance. And I'm going to show you the 7 to 10 day average moving forward from the European, the GFS, and the Canadian model guidance to kind of give you an idea that there really isn't much in the way of disagreement on this forecast, and why I've been saying for several weeks, almost months, that this is not going to be a hot and humid summer. This is going to be a cool, unsettled, active spring and summer. It's been a spring, active spring. Now we're heading into summer. Get ready. It's going to be pretty interesting around here, is for sure. Now, for today, threat for a few isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon and evening. Temperatures rising into the lower to mid 70s for highs throughout the entire region, mid to upper 60s right along Long Island and the immediate New Jersey coast. For tonight, clouds start to break up, high pressure starts to take hold. I think the threat of what we saw yesterday is going to be far more limited because of the position of the trough and the way that the winds are converging aloft. So as a result, I think we'll see still an isolated threat, but that threat will be diminishing as you move further in the evening as high pressure takes control. Skies will start to clear, low temperatures by tomorrow morning in the mid to upper 50s. Winds will veer to the southwest at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. By tomorrow afternoon, high pressure in full control. I expect dry conditions as you head towards New England, let's say down towards, eastern Connecticut. Still at a threat for a few isolated showers, but I think, again, the key word there is isolated, and some more cloud cover as well. Temperatures, though, are going to be absolutely perfect, with high temperatures rising into the upper 70s to lower 80s for much of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, mid to upper 70s along Long Island, and, of course, over eastern Connecticut. Moving forward to Sunday night into Monday, high pressure in full control, southwesterly wind transporting plenty of humid air into the region. Look for temperatures on Monday to range from the upper 50s to lower 60s for lows, lower to mid 80s, even a couple of upper 80s possible in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. New York City metropolitan area looking more around 80 to 85. Then along the immediate coast, mid to upper 70s due to the influence, especially on Long Island, due to the influence from the Atlantic. But overall, a very nice Memorial Day for sure, with dry conditions throughout the entire region. Then it gets interesting on Tuesday. We have a cold front that will be approaching the region with showers and thunderstorms expected. Ahead of the cold front, temperatures are very, very warm, almost hot. Looking at mid to upper 80s for highs. For the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Lower to mid 80s over the New York City metropolitan area. Mid to upper 70s over Long Island with that southwesterly wind. In the afternoon and evening, cold front moves through with showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will crash thereafter into the lower to mid 60s by Wednesday morning. But a very humid, hot day on Tuesday, kind of a preview to the summer maybe? Not exactly, more of a anomaly for the summer. I don't think we're going to see a lot of these hot and humid days moving forward. I'll show you what we will be experiencing moving forward though. Now, for Wednesday, again, that cold front kind of lingers around. We'll have some scattered cloud cover. Watch out for a few isolated showers. Temperatures on Wednesday, much cooler. Lower to mid 70s for highs in the New York City metropolitan area. Mid 70s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Pretty much averaging near to slightly below normal for this time of year. Then on Thursday and Friday, we have an area low pressure that's going to develop off the coast and kind of linger around, producing periods of showers and thunderstorms, a very unsettled end to the week, and much cooler as well. Low temperatures on both days in the upper 50s to lower 60s, high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, pretty much average for this time of year, but a very wet end to next week. Now, as far as the pattern overall, moving forward the next 7 to 10 days, hey, if this looks familiar, get used to it because it's been like this for a while and it's going to remain like this for much of the summer. Where as long as you have this trough around the Aleutians or to the south of the Aleutians, you get this trough building down into the Central Pacific. All models agree with that. Okay, and that is the result of a west-based El Nino, where you have all your convection and forcing towards the dateline, not towards the coastal waters of Mexico or Central America. That would be an east-based. We would see a totally different type of pattern if this was an east-based strong El Nino. Just kind of a fact. It just is, okay? So this is a clear indication of a west-based El Nino that is developing here. You have your trough to the south of the Aleutians as well. That pushes a ridge over portions of Canada. Now the pattern is split because you have the subtropical jet and the polar jet, and the polar jet is further north for this time of year because it's summer. So, as a result, with this ridge building over Western Canada, you get a trough over Eastern Canada and the Canadian Maritimes, which leads to a trough building down into the northwestern Atlantic, which leads to an upper level low setting up to the east of New England and also the northern Atlantic, which means we are on the backside and under the influence of these pesky disturbances dropping south with backdoor cold fronts, unsettled weather conditions, and a negative NAO block for much of the summer. This is our pattern, ladies and gentlemen. And when you start to see all of the models agree on the overall setup of this weather pattern moving forward, that says something. As far as the subtropical jet stream is concerned, it's going to feature a trough over the west, which is important for California. They need the rain. A ridge that's going to develop, basically waver from the Rockies to, let's say, the southeast. This is where all our heat waves are going to be, and pretty much all the models agree with that, and we've been seeing this constantly for much of the spring. If you're looking for hot and humid and really oppressive 100-degree temperatures and whatnot, head towards the plains. That's where they'll be, okay, or towards the Mississippi River Valley. As far as the northern Mid-Atlantic is concerned, we are the battleground, and we are going to be where we're going to see temperatures waver one day in the 60s, the next day in the upper 80s, and the next day in the lower 70s, with periods of showers and rain, unsettled weather conditions, and just a variety of weather influences throughout this summer that's going to keep me on my toes, and you probably rather annoyed as you try to plan your summer vacation. Well, that is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.